Hi and welcome to PE with the Albion Foundation. I'm Mr. Ward.
And I'm Mr. Holmes. We're going to be focusing on tennis today, and our learning objective is to develop a simple shot in tennis. And that simple shot today is going to be a forehand.
Before we go any further, throughout this session you must always have your racket. This is just for you, for no one else, and your ball. To make it easier, we have put a number, so I am number 2.
Number 1.
You can only pick up your number ball.
Okay, so for our warm-up practice today, everybody's going to take their racket and their numbered ball and find their own space. Mr. Ward's going to stand in this half of our tennis court, and I'm going to stand in this half of our tennis court, but we're playing this individually. And to start with, our objective is nice and simple. Holding the racket, holding the ball, how many times can we keep our own ball up in the air without dropping it? So nice and simple to start with, Mr. Ward,
Yep.
Just like this. See if you can keep this going for 1 minute. If the ball moves, you can move with it. You might need to take a few steps. Always keep your eyes on that ball so you know where it's going.
Once you have completed that activity, you then want to progress it on to a forehand and backhand by rotating your wrist. So as you move, just keep turning your wrist, keeping your eye on the ball. You ready, sir?
Yep.
1 minute, off we go. If you're finding that activity a little bit difficult, then you can go back to the forehand of just keeping the ball going, or you could do this activity.
We're going to pretend we're playing tennis basketball. Okay, we're going to do a tennis basketball dribble, which is just bouncing the ball on the floor, and we can move around the area whilst we're doing it. So now we're going to move around the area, bouncing the ball against the floor, keeping it going a bit like a basketball dribble. Get yourself moving around that area. As you get better, you can start to move a little bit quicker. Oh, don't go too quick and lose control of the ball.
Our final arrival activity is applying all of those activities together. So what we want you to do is just put them all together so you can do the basketball, hitting it up, changing the racket round. Just be very creative for the next 30 seconds. Off you go.
Okay, so for our next game, remember, only I'm allowed to use ball number 1.
I'm only allowed to use ball number 2.
Now I'm going to be the server first, which means I'm going to be throwing to start with. And because I'm touching the ball with my hands, we need to use ball number 1. Now Mr. Ward can hit ball number 1 with his racket, so long as he doesn't touch it with his hands. Only I can touch it with my hands. Now, I'm going to put my racket down. Mr. Ward, if you put your ball down and find a space in your area, we're going to use ball number 1. Nice and simple, ignore the cones for now. I'm going to make an underarm throw, which is like this, under the body. It's going to bounce once in Mr. Ward's half, and he's going to return the ball back to me, okay? Not too hard so it goes all the way over there, because I don't want to run and fetch it. You ready, Mr. Ward?
Okay, sir.
Let's go. Oh, good try. Try and get it over the net if you can, all right? So upwards as you hit. Now,
what happens
a little bit more swing. Now, because you've hit that and it's in your half, if you can step back for me, brilliant. I'm going to come and pick it up because you're not allowed to touch this ball.
Okay, thank you.
So a little bit more power now to get it over the net.
Okay, sir.
Excellent. Excellent.
Sir, where do I stand with my feet?
So, if the ball is coming towards you,
yep,
and you don't feel like you need to move, you can stay where you are. If the ball is going to bounce in front of you here, what do you think you might have to do?
Move forward.
You might have to move forward to come and meet the ball. What if the ball's going further behind you?
Move back.
Fantastic. What if the ball's going to your right?
Step.
What if the ball's going to your left?
Step as well.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So try that now, see where the ball goes. Good, you have to step forward a little bit then.
Yep.
Good step backwards, well done. And hold it there, right. So we're going to swap over now. Mr. Ward's going to serve and I'm going to return. So what ball do we need to use?
I need to get my number 2.
Fantastic. Now I can use my racket to hit ball number 2, but only you can use your hands.
Okay. Our next progression is, as I send the ball over to Mr. Holmes, he's going to send the ball back into one of the 3 zones. So we have the front, we have the middle, and we have the back. So you ready, Mr. Holmes?
Yeah.
As I send the ball, I'm going to say one of those zones, and I need you to send the ball into that zone.
Okay.
Middle. Great shot. Back. Excellent. Back. Front. Good shot. Middle. Back.
Ooh,
Oh, a little bit too hard there. Front. Middle. Middle. Back. Superb. Good work.
Okay, so we're going to swap over now. I'm going to serve, and because I'm serving, I need my ball. So my ball was number 1. If you're serving, make sure you get your correct ball. So for the next part of our lesson, we're going to play a rally game. The objective is to get the highest rally possible. Does anyone know what a rally is? A rally is when I send the ball over to Mr. Ward, he sends it back to me, I send it back again, and we keep the ball moving over and over again without it going out the area or without anyone missing a shot. Okay? So we're trying to get the highest score we can. We've got a tennis court set up like this. It's quite small, but it's just enough space. If you've got other people in your class, make sure that any other courts are at least 3 meters away from your court, not right next to each other. We're only going to use our forehand shot for this game. Ready, Mr. Ward?
I am, sir. Remember what ball we're using?
I've got number 1.
So you're going to serve all the time?
I'm the only one who can pick the ball up because it's my ball. Okay? If we lose it, we can use your ball, but then only you can pick it up.
Okay, sir.
Ready?
Yep.
We'll count the rally.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5,
6,
7,
8,
9,
10,
11.
12.
Oh, it's gone out the area. 12's our high score. Don't pick it up. Okay, so 12's our high score so far. Now we're going to try and beat our own high score. So we've got to beat 12 this time.
Okay.
You up for the challenge, Mr. Ward?
Let's go.
What was your high score? Can you beat your own? Two, 3,
4,
5,
6,
7,
8,
9,
10,
11,
12,
13, yes,
14,
15,
16,
17.
18.
Oh. So we've improved. We got from 12 to 18. We're going to keep going and keep trying to beat our score. You keep going. Don't try and beat us. Try and beat your own score. You might have already beaten us. What was your high score? Can you improve? Should we have another game?
Yes, sir.
So before we finish today, just a few questions.
What did you find easy and what did you find difficult within the session?
Turn to a partner and I want you to describe to them how you would hit the tennis ball.
When you're throwing or sending the ball over the net, what technique should you use?
What do we need to do with our feet if the ball isn't coming straight to us? Teachers, don't forget at the end of the lesson, any equipment that's been handled by the children needs to be cleaned in line with your school's cleaning policy.
We hope you enjoyed today's session. We see you again.
Thank you.
Bye bye.